Well, congratulations. You just made exactly the right choice. Hi, welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff. And yes, you did. You made exactly the right choice in deciding to join me. Now, not many people do, make the exact right choice. And I doubt there's such a thing as the perfect choice. But you know what? I don't think there really needs to be. Let's jump straight in to today's subject about choosing and about decisions and about choice paralysis. So a study was done where 6,000 adults from France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, the UK and the US were asked the question, would they prefer to choose from 10 varieties of flavours of ice cream or 50 varieties of ice cream? And the USA was the only one who decided that they would prefer 50 varieties to choose from. I bet in the UK weren't far behind, let's put it that way. We certainly love variety and we love choice. Of course, freedom of choice is vitally important to us, isn't it? I mean, a life without it would be unbearable, of course. So, more choice is better, right? And of course, we're often told that who we are is a result of, or a consequence, like who you are in your life today, is a result of or consequence of the decisions you've made throughout your life. No pressure there then. So if you're making a decision, then you better make the right decision. Now that very thing leaves many people so afraid of making the wrong choice when they're facing decisions that they don't make any choice. They can't make any choice. Studies show that faced with too many choices, we are all likely not want to decide at all. And this is what happens to some people. They either back off altogether or they make impulse decisions which turn out to be entirely the wrong decisions. I think we want more choice because we think we would be more likely to get the best option and that would make us happier. But research is showing that this is not necessarily the case and that there is such a thing as too much choice. Now, according to Eva Kracker, who's a university lecturer at Leicester, she says that we make upwards of 35,000 choices in a day. So what to eat, what to wear, etc. Small decisions we make each day. Shall I go up and have a cup of coffee? Shall I walk to the next room? Should I go to the bathroom? All of those kinds of decisions. Apparently 35,000 upwards. Just let me tell you a story. So this chap walks into a clothing store and says, I'd like a pair of jeans, please, in size 32. And the sales attendant says to him, would you like long, short or medium? Would you like slim fit, easy fit, relaxed fit, baggy or extra baggy? Would you like stone washed, acid washed or distressed? Would you like button fly, zipper fly? Would you like faded or regular? Can you imagine? I mean, we've all been there. And don't even think about going somewhere for a cup of coffee. Now, science is showing that even making small decisions, conscious or not conscious, actually depletes your energy and creates this constant, chronic, low stress level. Now, I have a story about a lady who became a friend. She doesn't mind me telling the story. A very high-powered judge. And I'm going back now some 20 years ago, and I had the absolute joy of being present in a courtroom when she was the judge, and oh my goodness, was I impressed by this lady. I mean, a lot of the people she had to deal with had turned up with the wrong information or not as much information as they should have, and she wiped the floor with these guys. I mean, it was awe-inspiring for me as a younger person in those days. So, very high-powered lady, knew exactly what she wanted and how to get what she wanted. She came to our company because she wanted us to design her kitchen. Oh my, when it came to my friend making decisions of what colour she wanted, choosing the tiles she wanted, it was an absolute nightmare. She just could not do it. She couldn't do it, to the extent that in the end I gave her two choices, this or this. Which do you prefer? And the minute she said, well, I think I quite like that one. Right, okay, that's what we're going with. It was literally like that. Now, I've come to understand this is because her energy as far as making decisions was totally depleted, because she spent her all day long making incredibly important decisions about people's lives. When it came to doing this kind of thing, she just did not have the capacity for it. Now, what about bigger decisions then? Because obviously this is all about small decisions building up over the course of a day. When it comes to bigger decisions, there's a whole theory about the best way to make decisions, and there's tons of videos on YouTube, so I'm not going to go into depth here. But I will tell you that they will probably include suggestions such as this. Define the problem and size up the situation. Gather information. Now, I've added to this. Set yourself a limited amount of time to gather your information, because when you are searching for data, you say tomato, I say tomato. When it comes to gathering information about pros and cons about a decision, you could keep going forever. So set a certain amount of time you're going to devote to it, depending on the size of the decision, I guess. Then match the options you have to your goals. This decision you make, will it enhance your goal? Will it further you toward your goal or not? And of course, don't forget your values. I think your values need to be aligned with this decision making too. And then make your decision, or consider the alternatives, as it says here. And then I would say sleep on your decision for the reasons we've mentioned so far. If over the course of a given day you are making all of these decisions, which is depleting your energy, then at night time, when your partner's home, let's say, and you have a big decision to make, you just don't have the capacity to be accurate even in your data collection. So I would say sleep on that decision and have a look at it the next day and evaluate it, and then use that information to guide future decisions. So this is all part of, as I say, what is called choice theory, and you can have a look at that by all means. I just want to tell you about 3 people who have influenced the way I make decisions. And the first one might surprise you. The first one is Barak Obama. Barack Obama always wore the same suits. If you've never noticed that, you will notice it now. He always wore the same suits. And he told Vanity Fair, he said, "You see, I wear only grey or blue suits because I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make." You see, he understood this idea that each decision he made eroded his ability to make decisions as the day went on. So that's what he chose to do. Now, that was a light bulb moment for me, not that I wear the same clothes every day, but I think there are areas of your life where you can create a system that narrows your options or makes your decision making easier. Now, this is whether you go to work, whether you run your own business, or even if you run a household. Is there a way you can create systems? So things like on a Monday you eat, I don't know, spaghetti bolognese for dinner, and then on Tuesdays you eat shepherd's pie for dinner. And do that Monday through Friday and only get creative at the weekend, especially if you do work. But that stops you from having to think, oh, what will we be having for dinner tonight? What shall I get? Shall I go to the shop? Shall I do this? All of these decisions whirring around. See if you can't simplify that, I guess is what I'm saying. An area of where you could apply this idea to limit your own options. And secondly, that great philosopher, Christine L. Conroy, that's me. In case you didn't know. Okay. She says, tip the bucket. I'll leave a video down below. Tip the bucket. Trying to analyse all the data and the pros and cons can go on forever. You'll always find more pros and more cons. And this is often at the expense of your emotions and, most importantly, your intuition. So if the decision you're making is not a life or death decision, just do it. Take the choice out of it. I made the decision once that I was going to get up early in the mornings, remember? But also now it's to go out in nature for a walk because I work from home. I'm at home all day long. I need to get out and get some fresh air. I need the light. Remember, I talked about circadian rhythms. This is not a decision anymore, and I make it easier. So the clothes, I practically roll out of bed into the clothes that I'm going out to walk in, and then I get dressed for whatever I'm doing when I come back. I've taken the decision out of it, and I just do it. And then the third person who's possibly influenced me more than anybody else is Dr. Ellen Langer, who is called the mother of mindfulness, I believe, but not meditational mindfulness, more about the body, but she's also considered to be the mother of positive psychology too. So, and I'll show you her book in a second, but let's say when you have a decision to make, these are the light bulb moments I've taken from listening to her. When you have a decision to make, let's say it's between this restaurant that you like to go to or this restaurant, and you can't make your mind up and you're thinking about it, and then you finally make your choice. You make your choice, and when you're at your chosen restaurant, then you, for whatever reason, you don't really enjoy it, and you say to yourself or to whoever's with you, I regret that word. I regret my decision now. We should have gone to the other one. It would have been better. Light bulb moment here, it was for me. Might sound simple, but aren't these ideas the best? It would have been better. How do you know? How do you know it would have been better? Well, you might say, well, because I've been there before and always enjoyed it. And how do you know it would have been better on that night at that time? How do you know that the regular chef was sick that night, a new one came in, he wasn't as good? How do you know that that night one of the waitresses was ill and the service wasn't as good on that night? You don't. That's the point to remember when you've made a decision. Thinking about the alternative that you could have made is a waste of effort and energy because you cannot categorically know that your alternative choice would have been better. Brilliant light bulb for me, that was. That you can't know what the outcome would have been had you chosen the alternative. So that helped me to understand that regretting a mistake is nonsense. Really, and that you are very rarely likely to make the perfect decision anyway. Very unlikely to make a perfect decision. So make your decisions good enough, and once your decision's made, stop considering the alternative. Instead, again, this is just brilliant. Set about making certain that the choice you made was the right one. So don't try to make the right decision. Make the decision right. This just let me say it again. Don't try to make the right decision. Make the decision right. Let me explain. So, simple example. Let's say that you have a choice between an apple pie, which you love, and a blueberry pie, which you also love. I don't know why all my examples are about food, but hey. Between the apple pie and the blueberry pie. You choose the apple pie. Now you forget about the blueberry pie because that might have been as good as the apple pie. What you do then is you add ice cream to your apple pie and fresh cream to your apple pie, or all the things you know you love to eat, to make certain that that choice of the apple pie is the better choice, because the blueberry pie without any of these things wouldn't be anywhere near as good anyway. So you've made the choice of the apple pie 100% certain to be your best choice. Oh, you know, in all the studies and all the reading that I do, it might not come across that way, but when the research I do for these videos, for these films, is extensive, and it takes such a long time, and then to decide what to talk to you about or what's going to help you the most takes even longer. It's not very often I come across an idea that's so simple and so, oh my goodness. But this is that, I think. It's about, because lots of people suffer from regret, things they didn't do, things they think they should have done. How do you know that that thing you thought you should have done would have been even good? You don't. You don't know. You can't know. I think, let me just rid you of the regret you've ever had about decisions you didn't make. Just in that one sentence. Give it some thought. I know I might sometimes come across as light-hearted when I do these videos, but really this, I think, is profound. So when you've made your decision, then you spend your time making sure that decision was right. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know. Are there any areas in your life where you think there should be more choice? Or do you think, no, actually, there's too much choice, full stop? Let me know in the comments box. I'd love to know. And I'll see you next time. And until then, remember, rather on the happy stuff of life, we're getting happy, living longer, and growing younger. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.